Good morning, friends. It's Julie, and today is part 4 of From Sourcing to Sold. Today we're going to go over how I ship my postcards that sold. One thing to keep note of, I have several chronic illnesses, which includes fatigue and brain fog, and that is basically why I'm doing, this kind of business instead of going to a job. So because of that, my ways of doing this is probably a little different than people who don't have those things. So keep that in mind for how my process is. You could have 100 different resellers and 100 different ways that people like to do it. Now, the first thing I'm going to mention is that I do not have a thermal printer. I am working on that. I've been doing some researching, and I'm probably going to pull the plug here in a couple months. It's just that I haven't needed to because, if I only get like, 5 or something sales in a day, that's my rooster out there, then it doesn't seem like it matters. But today, let me see here, I have 17 sales, and boy, would it be nice to have a thermal printer. This is from the weekend. I think I last time I shipped out was Saturday morning. Today is Monday morning, the 9th of May, and you're going to see this I think the next day or a few days after this. So today would be a nice day to have a thermal printer, but oh well. So what I do is I go into my eBay listing. I'm not going to be showing you on my screen because it shows the addresses and the information of the people who purchased from me. So I'm just going to be telling you what I'm doing to protect their privacy. So when you go into your eBay seller hub, then I go into the orders tab, and then I look at what I have for orders. And usually what I do is, because I'm a sequential person, I like to do things in order. So I kind of glance through and see what my SKU numbers are. My oldest one here is 115. That is interesting because that is a very old card. So I'm going to do that one first. So behind me are all of my postcards. So this box is my oldest one. And usually I'll just reach in there, but I'm going to pull this off to show you. But, so here is my box. Right. So I'm going to go to number 115, and what I'm looking for, and I usually pop up the one after it, is Englehart, North Carolina. And it's a banner card, so there it is, right here. So I pull that one out and put this back. My inventory system in the beginning box, you can tell it's a lot different than what I do now. It was just, this is just like a cut up bag, so, and then there's like Ziploc bags. I've got all kinds of different things, and that's just, the progression of how I like to do with things. All right. Okay, another thing that I'll mention is how do I do this? Okay, I have this on my desk. This is just a paper cutter, and that helps me to cut my labels. And then I also have these EcoSwift mailers that I use. I love these ones. And then some Standard and Continental, which I'll have on my desk in front of me. Okay, so when I just pulled this one out, and this one I'm going to put in my sleeve, because I always put them in a new sleeve. I didn't always do that in the beginning. I don't know why. Probably because I was trying to save money. And then I clicked the purchase shipping label. This one is going to Raleigh, North Carolina. So I'm purchasing the shipping label, which is the eBay standard envelope. So I include a bonus card, and I try to, this is definitely North Carolina. So if I have a North Carolina card, I will add that. And I do. So I've got this, it's just a Continental, it's not worth anything. I'm also going to print a packing slip. I started just to print the packing slip, that's just the half sheet on the screen, because every once in a while someone says, oh, I got it mixed up with another order, or what is this? I mean, sometimes people order from different places. They don't remember where they order from, or maybe they order late at night, or when they're maybe not sober. You want to let them know where it's from. Okay, so here is the card. I'm putting it in the EcoSwift. And then here's the bonus card, which I'm going to put facing in right in front of that. So that way, if somebody, once I seal this, if somebody uses a knife to cut it, they will cut the extra card and not the one they purchased. So I'm just going to go ahead and peel it off. I'll just label it, and it's that simple. So I've got, oh, forgot. Here's the packing slip. Fold that in half. Actually, put that one in first. And you know what I just did? I forgot to put this in before I sealed it. So I'm just going to leave it as is. Like I said, when I do this on camera, I'm on a different flow than I do it in my home. So I'm just going to cut this because then I'm not doing the scissors with my fingers don't always like to do those fine motor skills because of the arthritis. And so here's my little shipping label, and I'm just going to tape it to the front. And I have just this, you know, standard packing tape. So let's go. I do 2 strips, and one on the top half, one on the bottom half. Okay, and that's how it looks. So I always like to have my tape kind of have a gap here at the top, because when you open it, you can easily stick a letter opener in here. Not so easy when I'm doing this on the camera, but you can stick it in here and then easily open it like that. So that's one. Okay, I'm gonna go back to orders. And the next oldest one I have, 267, I believe. The cowboy one, 267. Alright, so once again, I've got my bin. And we're looking for 267. Here it is. So when I pop up the one behind it so I know where to put it back. And we're looking for Chester Byers Roping Steer. And as it happens a lot with these older listings that I had, it's not in this one. It's probably in the next one, because I often forgot to change my SKU. So go to 268. And I believe this is it. Yep, this is it. So there we go. And that's one thing about your inventory, is to kind of know yourself. If you often forget to change your SKU, then, you know, just say, oh, it's in the next one. And then, oh, you know, you can always look twice. Very rarely, hopefully it's not today, do I lose a card. And then it's like, oh no, where would it be? All right, so this is just a standard postcard. I'm going to, well, the longest thing that it takes to generate is the shipping label. So I'm going to do that first. I'm going to print the packing slip first. And then purchase my shipping label. It's just going out standard shipping. And this is going to California. While it's generating the label, I'm going to put it in my sleeve. And get a... Okay, so I just have this bonus card. It's a California Redwood. This, I don't know. I could try to list this for a couple bucks, but chances are, I mean, it's got a UPC code. This is probably less than 10 years old. That, who's gonna, I don't know. Would you sell this or not? I just use this as an extra card. I mean, I get them in extra... in with like large lots and stuff. So, okay, so here is my packing slip. I'm going to put my postcard in there, and then the bonus card in there. All together. I remember my packing slip. I put it in my EcoSwift. And then seal. And cut my label and tape it. And oftentimes when I'm doing this, I'll put on like a YouTube video, or right now what's going on is Jackets Retro is doing it, Ship It in the Morning, so sometimes I'll watch that when I'm doing this. This on here. But then it also kind of occupies my mind, because, you know, 17 orders can be a little bit like, oh, okay. But it's really cool too to have that many orders as well. especially when I have about 5,600 postcards. Whoops. And I never do that either. Gosh, I'm just all out of pattern. Okay, so number 2 is done. I would like to know how you do your shipping too, because like I said, everyone does it differently. So drop that below of what's different that you do or what really works for you, and what kind of thermal printer you have, because I would like to have something with like Bluetooth, a wireless one, and one that has the roll attached to it. Some of the the cheaper ones don't have that, and a reasonable price roll. So anyways, that's what I'm looking for. So I'm pretty close on finding what I want, but you know, there's so many out there too. All right, so the next one I'm going to do in like real time how I do it, so you can, without much commentary. So 386 is my next one. I am looking for a real photo postcard of hibiscus flower. Got it. All right, here it is. I'm going to purchase the shipping label and put in the sleeve. Oh, actually print the packing slip. I just think it's a nice idea to add a packing slip. I mean, it's just the short version, the one that you find on the order screen or the shipping order screen, not the one on the whole order list, and because it's smaller, more compact. Okay, this is going to Massachusetts. What was about Hawaii? I don't have either of those in the bonus card, so I'm just putting this Christmas one in. So card, bonus card. And it does add a little bit of weight for the bonus card, but I'm still under an ounce when I only do one. If I had an order of 2 cards combined, I would definitely up it to 2 ounces. And just a second, I'm cutting. I don't want to cut the wrong way while I'm talking. When I do continentals, I might do them a little differently. If I had a blue cat, I would do this differently again too. Maybe I'll show you what I do with my continentals if I have one. Oops. And another struggle is trying to do this without dog hair. I do have in my listing that, you know, dog hair sometimes, my dog sometimes contributes to the cause. Boy. But one thing to note, don't pet your dog before you do your animal. Right before you do this. And it might be different with thermal printers. It probably is. Okay, so that was done, even though I did talk a little bit. Okay, so the next one is real close to that number. It's 388. It is a National Postcard Week postcard. This one. Go to my shipping. This is going to Washington. Print my stuff. This is a continental, so now I can show you one of my other options for shipping. So with continentals, I'm going to up this to 2 ounces because of the envelope. I know it's like 20 cents more, and this is going to probably change when the postal rates go up. But what I have are these envelopes, and when you have an eBay store, you get a shipping credit every month, and my shipping credit, I think, is $25 because I've got the basic store. And so I get a pack of, this is one of the options that I get. I think it's 24 something, so I lose like 10, 20 cents on, that. But these, they're heavy cardboard as opposed to, these are the EcoSwift. So size-wise, is this. Maybe it's easier to see from the front. It's just a little bit bigger all around, and of course this is a fold over. And they seem to work well for the Continental. I mean, the Continental will fit in this, but it just barely. And because I get these basically for free, you know, it's yeah, I just use them. So I once again have my packing slip, and this is going to Vancouver, Washington. So they're getting the bonus card from Mount St. Helens. And then I just slide it in here. Take the tape off. Now, one thing about this, see this tiny little tape strip? I have, before I purchased this, I did some research on it, and a lot of people say they come loose, they can come open in transit. So I add a strip of tape. Just because I mean, for that little bit of effort, you know, might save the postcard. So I tape it underneath this tab where you supposed to tear it off, so people can still tear it off. Because there's nothing more irritating for receiving something, I think. Well, maybe not nothing, but it's kind of irritating if you receive something that has a tear off tab and they have taped the tear off tab down, so then you can't tear it off. And so, as much as I can, I will tape it, and even when I tape my label on, I will try not to tape over that tab too. So I think in July, sometime in the mid-July, postal rates are going up. I haven't really checked what that's going to do for the eBay standard envelope yet. And if it goes up a few cents, that's fine. I basically charge $1 shipping, so it's not really going to, you know, be a big game changer for me. So anyway, so there is the envelope. It does say eBay on the bottom, although it's kind of covered up with the label. International. I know I have an international here because this person keeps buying similar cards. Yep, here, let's see here. It's SKU number 1042, so I'm going to jump ahead in the line here to show you. And it is The Rowers by, it's a art postcard. Okay, I'm going to show you this box because it's a little different. So what I changed to recently for my inventory is I was trying out John from Popeye's Postcard system in a way, and I can do a whole video on this, probably, or maybe not, a smaller video, but it's basically tabs, and then you have your postcards behind them instead, and individually sleeved. Before I had like 4 or 5 in one sleeve, and I put the number on the sleeve like you saw earlier, but this way all you have to do is grab the postcard, and there you go. So find the tab. So this one is 1042. So here is 1042, and let's see, I can just pull them all out. Here, I know this is it. So there's only one of those, because this is a person who bought multiples before. And you don't have to pull them all out, but I just find it easier to pull them out, just look through. And there you go. All right, so the thing that's different about this one is this person is from Switzerland. So I'm going to print the packing slip. But because I send this out at such cheap shipping, and to send an international package the way eBay wants you to do it is it's $13, and this postcard is $7. And let's see here. No, how much do they pay for it? $5.97. So why would you want to pay 2 times more the cost? If you don't have to. So what I do is I send them out with a stamp or with postage on them, and I send them out in an EcoSwift, not in one of these because it says eBay on it. I want to be incognito, like I'm sending somebody a letter, so it can just go first class. I do basically the same thing as before. I'm going to include a bonus card, packing slip. And the packing slip thing is new to me. I'm kind of waffling back and forth between, do I need it, do I want it? I mean, for some reason, some part of it is you're able to remind people where it's from. You know, you can add notes on there if you want. It doesn't take much to do that. And yeah, so anyways, the packing slip, the postcard, and the bonus card are all in here. So I put that on, and then on the front, I'm handwriting these. I think this, because it doesn't happen very often, I only get a few of these a week, that I'm handwriting. I put my address label or my return address stamp on it, and stamps. And also when you're writing on an EcoSwift, the best pen I found is a Sharpie pen. So this is like the permanent fine, okay, the Sharpie marker, the fine point, so it looks like a pen. Because I've used all kinds of stuff, they smear. Okay, just a second, I'm gonna write. So to do international shipping, I've got kind of this pattern. I buy a lot of my stamps on eBay. They are like unused, new old stock. They're not like the fake ones. You have to be careful because there are some people who make fakes. But I have, okay, Switzerland, so you put it, I put a forever stamp, 2 32-cent and an 8. If you don't do it that way, I mean, there are international postage stamps, but the thing is that I get a little discount on buying from this. Yeah, a lot of times you can get it for less than face value. So this actually maybe as 1 or 2 cents less per stamp. So these are the stamps and how that looks. And that's ready to go internationally. All right, I'm gonna just kick this into high gear because I've got about a half hour before I need to get these into the mailbox. Oh, before I do that, after I do hit the button, click the button that says print shipping label for the international one, but I do not purchase the shipping label. It's just to get the shipping information and to see if and then I go back to the shipping page and mark it shipped. And this is something that you have to debate. Because if you're interested in being a top-rated seller, you may not want to do it this way because it's kind of a ding on your top-rated seller status. If you do a lot of international ones. And right now I am still top-rated. I'm at 96.01 on my tracking upload in that time, and that's because of the international people. So I think you can go, like, I don't remember the threshold, but I'm really close to it. So if you're in top rated, you need to have so much a percentage of your tracking. So just keep that in mind if you want to be a top rated seller. If it doesn't matter to you, then, you know, don't worry about it at all. So, okay, I'm going to kick this into high gear now. And if there's something interesting, I'll come back and tell you about it. So I have a different anomaly here that I'm going to show you. So I bought these on clearance at Hallmark for maybe like $1 each or something. So those two sold together. And what I do first of all is I want to put them in plastic because you know, the post office isn't always a guarantee that things are going to, you know, arrive safe. We all know this. You know, it could fall off a truck, it could get smashed. I'm just double checking here. These are the opened ones. And so I have these produce bags that I purchased on Amazon. And they're just thin little bags. And I'm just going to put those in here. I'm going to put them side by side because I have a bubble mailer to put them in. And then I have a packing slip I'll put inside it because if something happens and it gets out of the package, it can still find its owner. Okay, I gotta put this away. Okay, so here's my packing slip. Put that in here. Maybe I'll show you my desk here a little bit. And put that in there. And then what I do is wrap them so they stay in a nice little package. And then tuck, you know, like you're making a gift. And then on the inside of the package, I always, oh, actually, I should leave some air in there if I can. Let me do that over again. Give it an extra little bit. Okay, so on the inside, I like to use painter's tape. There's my hair. Well, actually, on this one, I don't have to. I'm just going to use packing tape. But because this is going to be easy to come off. But if there's like a package that they're going to use scissors or knife to get them out, I would suggest using some kind of masking tape or packing tape so it's easy to take off. This one's okay. So there we go. And then I've got this bubble mailer. I'm just going to double check what they paid for shipping, which is just $1 more than what I am charged. Perfect. We're going to put these in here. Oop. This is a used mailer, I think. So just one thing with packages is you want to have it so there's no wiggle room. So this is where they end here. And I'm actually going to fold it over like this so that there is no wiggle room there. I mean, there's a little this way, but it'll be fine. Then I put a piece of paper across, secure it, move my EcoSwift, and then since this is open here, you want to tape that closed because you don't want it to get caught in the machinery. So I will go like that. That's a way too big piece of tape, but oh well. Like that. And do the same for the other side. Straighten it out and then tape it. Like that. All right. And then all I do is just put my mailing label on there. So I said in the beginning that I do some of these things differently because of, you know, chronic illnesses and what I'm dealing with. And one thing that you notice is that I do these things one at a time. I get out only the postcards for one order at a time. I know that some people do a pick list and then they get all of the picks out and then they print all the labels and they'll send them like that or something. And that's fine if that you can do it that way. But I find if I even have like more than, like if I have 2 orders on my desk, what happens is that I will invariably, you know, put the wrong label on the wrong package. You know, oftentimes. So another thing is that I don't know sometimes when I have brain fog until it's too late. So I'll be like going along like, I've just done 3 really stupid mistakes. I need to walk away. So that's another safeguard for me for not, for just having one order at a time. It's almost foolproof. Although I did make one mistake over the last, 11 months. But I think, you know, one mistake over 11 months is really not that bad of an error rate. Of course, you know, I wasn't as busy as I am now. So, yeah. So then, there you go. All ready to go. And this is not going to fit in my mailbox. So I'm going to have to drive to the mail, which is okay because I'm a little late and then I can take the garbage in because today is garbage day. We don't have garbage pickup. We bring our garbage in because we're so rural. These are all of what's going out today. So it's a nice stack and I'm going to drive to the post office. I got to do a couple more things before I leave. And one thing is clean up. But I had 1 EcoSwift left from when I grabbed a stack out. So if you have any questions about how I do this or any more details that you want to know about something, let me know. I am thinking about doing a live Q&A and I'm collecting some questions to have, so I have some questions before that. So if you want to drop them below, that would be great. And hope you enjoyed this. And the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to show you maintenance on the shop. And that'll probably be on the screen or what. Just so you know that I didn't actually sell any of the postcards that were from the antique booth lot today. But here's the status of them. So I have been tracking them in an Excel spreadsheet, or it's Google Sheets, I should say. So I started off with $45 and in the hole, and I have so far sold $28.98. That means that I have to sell $16.02 more until I break even on the cost of that. Of course, there's also other costs of fees and stuff, and all the shipping stuff too. So that was, it's been a month, so it's not terrible, I guess. Postcards are slow sellers, so I'm pretty confident that by the end of next month I'll be in the profit on this one too. The one thing about this is there weren't any runaway postcards yet that big money one that would pay for the whole lot, and that's probably what you want to look for too. But just thought it'd be a good one to go through and talk about together. So anyways, hope you enjoyed this, and thank you so much for watching, and hope you have a joyful day. Goodbye.